So, we talked about, WCW, and a lot of people are comparing modern AEW to WCW. Now, there's been like episodes where I was like, that was WCW stuff. But, I would say in this last week, I feel like Tony Khan has been showing some Bischoff-like behavior, which is pretty odd considering that him and Bischoff are kind of like butting heads all the time online, and they have like this online feud going on where Bischoff is constantly insulting Tony Khan while still not even admitting a lot of his own faults and not doing those things, not warning Tony Khan of the mistakes that Bischoff made along the way, and kind of steering him towards Eric Bischoff's he had like a year and a half of success, and not really steering Tony Khan that way. What are your thoughts about some of the parallels between Tony Khan and Eric Bischoff?
Well, I will say this, man. It's AEW is heading in the same direction as TNA, and the same direction as WCW. I think that they have a roster of really good talent, and I think that one of the things that kind of like bothers me in just the recent weeks of just listening to Bischoff and stuff, and I went on my rant as well about Tony Khan, is that it's great that he's given his opinion and his advice on like things that they could do to fix it. And it's not like he's just like crapping all on him and then just letting it go, but he's actually giving him like some really solid ideas. I think this last couple of days ago, him and Billy Ray, they were talking about things that they could do and stuff. And Billy Ray had like really great ideas. But the state of where AEW is and their ratings dropping, and like the audience is dwindling down, bro. Like the upper section, they pull them all down to come and fill in the seats and then they black out the upper sections. So it's like they don't have sellout shows ever anymore. Honestly, my girl's nephew, he's a chef at the Forum, and so he got me tickets to AEW, and I got into AEW and stuff, and it's cool. It's cool to be there live. They had a great show and all that other kind of stuff, pyro and all that kind of stuff. The biggest problem with AEW is that they're falling into the same rut as WCW did, and that is they're not building new stars. They're going for the ratings pop, and that was one of Bischoff's biggest problems. And whether he admits it or not, it was, oh, who's coming? Who's showing up this week? Oh, wait, it's Alundra Blaze. Oh, look what she did. She took the women's championship, dropped it in the trash, and set it on fire. Oh, wow. Okay, let me turn back to Raw. That doesn't work. And what AEW is doing is the same formula. Let's show this video of CM Punk and what's the name and Jack Perry, and let's get a ratings pump. Well, they upped to like 100,000 viewers, but did that sustain it? No. They got the same ratings the following week, and then guess what? This past week, man, they had 700,000 viewers this past week on the first hour. Second hour dropped down to 400,000 viewers. So what does that say? There's a problem. One problem is you don't listen to the fans. Listen to the fans. Give the fans what they want. When you do that, it will grow. Your casual fans are how you gauge your audience, but your casual fans are not the ones that you're trying to really draw in. You're trying to draw in, should I say the hardcore fans are the ones you listen to. Your casual fans you want to draw into. And their problem is that just like TNA, when TNA was starting to go down and they lost their TV, they didn't get their TV contract renewed. They lost it. They've already lost DAZN for their pay-per-view or carriage or whatever and stuff. So that's done. So they're really about to really drop, bro. And I don't know when their TV contract expires, but it's coming to an end unless they fix something now. You go to TNT, you go to TBS, and you say, listen, give me 3 months and we're going to turn this around. And then you come up with a plan, a 3-month plan, I say. AEW needs a 3-month plan. Otherwise, they will be done before this year is out. And I guarantee you that that is going to fall just like WCW did, just like TNA did. There's things that they can do to adjust things and make it great. It's great that Swerve Strickland is a champion. What's the work thing that's going on right now is the elite. The elite. Horrible, terrible. What are those guys called? What you call it? The elite. The VIP, the VPs, the Young Bucks. Terrible, horrible. Why? Well, there's nothing to be gained from these guys becoming the top heels of the company unless there's a mission statement. Now there is a way to fix it because I'm gonna try to do it quick. The way to fix it is you bring in Jinder Mahal, you bring in those other two guys that got released, and some of the other guys from WWE that just got released. Jinder Mahal is from Southeast Asia, right? So Tony Khan brings him in because of these guys, and then they come to take over AEW, and it is a build towards Jinder versus Swerve Strickland. Now the Bucks can either turn face along with Perry, and then try to save the company because now Tony Khan has gotten out of control. That's how you build a storyline. You build it just like when there was a WCW takeover, but you do it different. You do it new. And you got to have better video packages promoting and building who it is and what it is. Swerve Strickland has a match right after he won the title, but there was no build toward it. He just had a match like it was a regular match for the AEW title. Swerve Strickland didn't just come on TV and just do a promo. Someone comes in, gets ready to get into it with him and says, okay, bet, I'll see you later tonight, or I see you next week. There's no build to anything that they're giving. Daniel Bryan or Daniel Bryanson, all these dream matches that they keep saying over and over, that don't make them dream matches because I promise you this. You don't care about something that you don't know about. And honestly, that Will Ospreay, I didn't know who he was, honestly. And I see he was in TNA. I see he's like one of the greatest independent guys or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like
well, he was huge in New Japan. That's why they brought him over. Yeah.
But the point is, the casual fans don't know who he is. You got to build up towards something. And that match is something that you save for that Wimbledon that they got coming up later this year. You build it for months. There is no build to anything that they do. Dream matches that you get are not really dream matches if there's no build to it. No one's watching to enjoy it because you didn't build it. Word of mouth didn't spread enough for you to build it and to get eyes on your television show. And I think that that's the biggest problem with AEW. I think that a lot of the things that Bischoff says is true on what he's been saying recently, but he has to also say, like I think what you said, Mike, fess up to the things that you did, the mistakes that I made. I'm trying to give you advice on not to do what I did, not to do what TNA did. Let me help you out and stuff, So we'll see. Time will tell in regards to them, man. But there's plenty of things that they could do. The House of Black is awesome. They're gonna lose them if they don't do something with them. The Bang Bang Club is cool. The Guns, I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. Billy Gunn should take his kids, get them over to NXT, and these guys they're probably Hall of Famers by the time they're done with their run in WWE. Right now, they're just lost in the shuffle. The trios title means nothing. I don't even know why they have it. There's a lot of things that just could be done better in AEW. You give me two wrestlers, I'll book a feud that'll be the best feud in the damn company. And I'm sure a lot of other people could say that and stuff. So Bully Ray says it a lot. But honestly, the saving grace could be if Jinder Mahal comes in with a lot of the other people that were released from WWE. And I'll say this. Here's the thing. WWE has built so many great stars, so many names that now they're just letting guys go that you say, why is Jinder gone? That's what happened with WCW, and WCW capitalized on it and started bringing these guys in, and it was exciting. AEW does it right. They could blow up like WCW, but can they sustain it? And last thing, AEW didn't start to get terrible until Cody Rhodes left. AEW was good while Cody Rhodes was there. Cody Rhodes helped build AEW. Now he's gone. So who's that guy? Who's the next man up? It's definitely not the Young Bucks, and it's not Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah,
they're not gonna say
where. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think where they started going downhill business wise was CM Punk was like losing CM Punk, and then like all the chaos, and it started to get super chaotic in that company. I guess the only pushback I would have is like they really did sign a lot of WWE stars. They signed Christian, they signed Edge. Edge is a much bigger star than Jinder Mahal ever was, and
They didn't bring
numbers
him
never
in
really
right.
went up. The only guy that ever moved numbers for AEW really was CM Punk, and then once they lost him, and I think the two worst things that ever happened to AEW obviously was the mismanagement of CM Punk going rogue and getting into fights, getting himself fired appropriately, and then the other thing was Vince McMahon leaving WWE and WWE restoring consumer confidence in their product. Because once they did that, they have so many hours of television. I just think that they just took off, went far and away, and now AEW is fighting second place. But I think if AEW ever did bring in Jinder, me personally, I've just never been a fan of his. I just don't think he's a top guy, and I don't think you get any money from India, which we're finding out on YouTube. Like you have to, like you don't really get any ad dollars from India. I think it would be funny to see him in Hook since they had that whole feud on Twitter last week. But
I would just say this is I think Jinder Mahal is one of the most underrated wrestlers in wrestling. I think that this guy brings a lot to the table. And if you build him right, there's a lot of feuds you can have there. That would be great. I think the way that they brought Edge in was horrible. That's why he means absolutely nothing to the ratings right now because they didn't build it. They didn't promote him right. Edge and Christian just give it away. And then it's like, no, everyone wanted to see them reunited, not have a feud. That's the biggest mistake that they made right there.